Happy Friday Night Live! We have so much to talk about tonight. I don't even know. It's been a busy day for me. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen what I've been up to today. It's been wild. My parents got into town. We have a lot to talk about. And this came from YouTube. Don't worry, this is my public address. This is not my real home address. This came from YouTube today. It is littler than I thought. We're going to open it. We're going to do a weekly roundup. I went basic tonight, but I got like a fancy koozie for, is it cozy or koozie? Maybe that's going to be the court of public opinion tonight, is how to say it. I got a fancy one for the claw. I really enjoyed the claw last week when I drank it. So we're doing that again. Of course, we've got water. I had to get my YouTube up on my TV so that my parents could watch from my house. So they're here watching in the other room. Hi, guys. You can probably hear me both on the TV and yelling in my office. So we are going to get into it. Let me know where you are coming from and what you are drinking. And Diva is calling the Gen Z Zima. I think it's millennial Zima. I think that's what White Claw is. I think White Claw is absolutely millennial Zima. I think it is. And this will keep it cold throughout the show, and I'm very excited for that because, you know, we got to keep it in. It's fun. It's fun. I'm very excited about it. So let me know what you're drinking and where you're coming in from. I'm so excited for Friday. I'm going to be distracted as all get out. I am just, I can't even. I'm going to get through the weekly roundup first, and then I'm going to do the PlayButton unboxing. And then we're going to get into this new TRILLER lawsuit. If you are in the replay crew, hi replay crew, we love you. Everything's timestamped down below, and it always is. So, and that is thanks to our amazing mods that gets done so quickly. So by the end of stream stuff is just, even midstream stuff is just timestamped. So I'm talking 1,000 miles a minute. It's going to be that way tonight. We should just get it. We should just get into it. Also, we might get a Bing tonight. We're close. So if you're not subscribed, go ahead and do that because we love that Bing animation. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Let's get into it. Hey there. If we haven't met yet, I'm Emily D. Baker, the badass lawyer and everyone's favorite legal commentator. I'm the host of The Emily Show, and I break down the legal shit behind the news and pop culture stories we all want to talk about. I have been a licensed attorney for over 15 years, but this is not legal advice. I should warn you, I'm a big fan of the cursey words. This channel is where the law nerds unite to talk about facts, not fuckery. In the chat, I love seeing where you guys are coming in from. Let me know what you want to hear about first. Do we talk about the Duggar 911 call or about my thoughts on Real Housewives and Erica Girardi? And there was an interesting Instagram post. Normally we just stick to the legal stuff, but this season of Real Housewives, I'm calling it legal. I'm calling it legal. It's legal. Hello, Taz from Ireland. Enjoy your Coca-Cola. I'm sure it is not. Well, it's Ireland. Maybe it's always drinking hours. Is that fair? Is that fair? Hello. So happy to see you. Hi, Mom and Dad Badass. Just returned from Tennessee. Finally able to see my mom in 2 years. I know we haven't seen my folks since we moved to Tennessee, and they are enjoying, well, so far they are enjoying Tennessee. It's just starting to get warm, so we will see. Congrats on the play button. Watching from Florida, drinking a chai tea. Delicious. Oh, tummy ache. So sorry. I know my you're going to see me doing this all night. My neck is a bit stiff. Absolutely. Grind those beans. Water in Calgary. Welcome. Hello from the Philippines. Good to see you. Drinking truly in Las Vegas. Cheers. 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 Tennessee. Hello. Tallahassee. Did I say Tennessee? Yes. Was that totally me reading things wrong? Of course it was, Dr. Riley, because I know you're in Florida. 911 call first. Duggars. Y'all are like Duggars. Hello from Cape Cod. Love Cape Cod. Also today, I ran into a lovely law nerd when I was out with my mother, and it was so much fun to get to say hi in person, like in person and stuff. In person and stuff. Loved it. Ray, I love Virginia Beach. I love Virginia Beach. Sweet tea in Alabama, it kind of has to be that way, doesn't it? It kind of has to be that way, doesn't it? Western Washington. I was like, why my brain stopped? I don't know. I went to law school in Washington. My brain shouldn't stop. Hello from Edmonton. Hello from South Africa. You guys, it's so good to see all of you. Thank you, international crew. I'm just clicking on stuff at this point. Hugs from the Jersey Shore. I love the Jersey Shore too. I do. My parents met at the Jersey Shore. Yep. We have a number of y'all in from the Jersey Shore. What up, Jers? Hello, friends. I know we have a number of you watching from Mexico. Okay. Thank you from H3. We should get into stuff. I'm going to see the comments. You said hello for 15 minutes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Oh, I saw Dover, England in the house. More from South Africa. Y'all representing tonight. It's good to see you. And I saw, where did I see it? Somebody is coming in from, I saw Switzerland. I see New Zealand. I see Norway. Y'all, Japan. Hello. Ottawa. I hope I said that. Ottawa. Norway. Northern Ontario. Y'all are blowing me away. Shock top Belgian white with orange in my Pride glass. Yay! I've got my Pride glass here from Canada. I was looking, somebody came in from England, from Dover, and my folks love Dover, and I was going to pull it up so I could be like, yay! But then it just went. So great to see the worldwide law nerds, you guys. It's so good to see everybody. I have actually, a few of you asked me to remember to put UTC times on stuff, and I am trying, because I realize that the United States with our time changes make everything really difficult, and I hadn't even thought of it because I've always lived within the United States, and I was like, so I am trying to remember to put UTC times, so it makes it easy for the international crew to know, but we do go live at the same time every week to try to keep it, so it's easy to plan. Hello from Bath. More New Zealand, y'all. Blowing my mind with the international crew. And Gold Coast, Australia. The podcast keeps doing really well in Australia, and it always blows me away. Okay. Y'all get to now find your brethren in the chat, which is fantastic because y'all get to see where you're coming from. A lot of you in the UK tonight. All of you want to hear about Duggars. So we're going to do that first. Hello from your office. Hello from your office. This is perfect work time because it's that time of night. It's that time of night. Hello, Germany. Okay. Duggars. This is coming from a very reliable source. The Sun. We love the U.S. Sun. Look, we know how we feel about the Sun because, of all of the things. But this is coming from the Sun. So we're only doing 2 stories for our weekly roundup. Let's get into the weekly roundup and start with the Duggar 911 call. Now, I have videos on Josh Duggar. I only have 2. I don't love covering these types of charges. They are difficult. They are emotionally heavy. They are gross. I'm not going to get deeply into the charges. Y'all know what they are. If you don't, I have videos about it. I spent 6 hours in the Josh Duggar detention hearing when they decided if he was going to stay in custody on charges or be released out of custody to a third party. Let me pull up his detention release form. I know we've pulled it up before, but maybe we just talked about it. I don't know if we actually pulled up the document on stream because I don't make a ton of videos. We've only done the 2 and then some updates. I think really just the main 2. So let's pull up the detention report so that we can go through what those terms of detention are. That is not the right case. I've got the H3 case pulled up as well. The only thing that's happened in court on the Duggar case is a filing of the transcript since May 6th. But this call is from after he was released. And so that is a whole situation. His terms of release, we're professionals here. We're professionals here. Let me pull up the terms of release so we can see it together. His terms of release include staying with a third party. The third party was vetted by the court extensively. I listened to all of her testimony. I listened to her husband's testimony. From my perspective, she was nervous going into this and seemed, for me, very hesitant to have Josh Duggar in her house. Also, with him being in their home in Arkansas, that her daughter who lives there, adult daughter that lives there, couldn't teach piano lessons there. They've had to modify some things. They also had to turn over any weapons or firearms that they had in the house, So she brought up the issues of personal safety, and the issue of personal safety and safety of their home is what came up in this 911 call. So the terms of release included the appearance bond, which was signed. And then you'll see the other check boxes here that go through what is required. So the probation office, you have to be in touch with the probation office, not possess a firearm, destructive device, or other weapon, not use alcohol excessively. How does the court define excessive alcohol use? I have questions, but that's a term of condition for Jen Shaw as well on her release. She had some different conditions, but that's part of her terms of release too. Not to use or possess a narcotic drug. That's a common one. Not purchase, possess, use, distribute, administer marijuana, or obtain or possess a medical marijuana card. Not participate in one of the following location restrictions: home detention, which means he has an ankle monitor on and is restricted to the residence at all time except for employment, education, religious services, medical, substance abuse treatment, mental health treatment, attorney visits, court appearances, court-ordered obligations, or other activities approved in advance. Those things also can't be around children. Pay the cost of the program. Report as soon as possible to pretrial services. Not possess or view adulty, filmy type of things, or erotica. Would 50 Shades of Grey be an issue? Like, is it so poorly written that it's not erotica, or does it still count? You let me know what you think in the chat and down below. Shall not access or utilize an internet-capable device. Somebody asked me in the chat, like, what if you have a smart fridge? I think a smart fridge is still an internet-capable device, but I don't know if you could actually get a browser in it. Like, if you can't get a browser in it, I don't know if it counts. All internet-capable devices in residence shall be password protected. No contact with minors, including family sibling members, with the exception that he may have supervised visit with children. That was supposed to be in the presence of his wife. It doesn't look like that got listed, but that's in the official transcript because that's what the court said. And then during the court hearing, and the reason I'm talking about this is because it's going to come up with regard to this 911 call that's been reported on by The Sun. During the court hearing, the court and the U.S. attorney really went through with the third party and the third party custodian, essentially the home jailer, would have to monitor him and feel comfortable with him. And it was clear to me that she didn't. So I just, when this 911 call came up, it just made me sad. So the reason it made me sad is because I feel like the woman who's going to be spending the time with him for this third party was asked to do it by his father, Jim Bob Duggar, and felt obligated. It was clear she felt obligated to do it. It was clear to me from her words and then the way she couched her words that her husband and Jim Bob are friends, and her husband is like, this is what we're doing. And even though she's not comfortable with it, she decided that she was going to abide by what her husband asked. That was my perception of listening to her testify before the court during that detention hearing. So it did not surprise me when she brought up issues of personal safety. Then it did also not surprise me when The Sun is reporting that there was a 911 call from the family claiming that they no longer feel safe because of a trespasser just one day after he moved in. That does not surprise me. Now, could you do a public records request and get this 911 call? Yes. Am I doing that? No. It was clear to me for me, it was clear to me that the woman who was taking Josh Duggar in was concerned about the publicity of this case, concerned about her family, concerned about their safety, and trying to do what was right by her family and trying to do what was right by her husband, and believing that this was a way to support what her husband was asking her to do and support a member of their church community. Now, I know people have issues with their church community. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to break that down. This is her feeling. And so she felt obligated to do it, and she didn't feel safe and doesn't feel safe. I think this will end up back in court because of it. And I think that there will have to be some reconsideration about whether he stays there. It made me sad for her that she felt obligated to do this because this is a big deal. And I feel for her. I really did feel very badly for her because they now don't have guns in the home, and not everyone's comfortable with guns in the home, but they were gun owners. They live in a state where you can stand your ground. It seems that they live pretty far out and away on some large property. So for me, having to call the police for your safety might be great, but how long can that take if you really feel that somebody might be trying to break into your house? And we know that people feel strongly about Josh Duggar. If you know where he is, the fact that people might be coming for him doesn't surprise me and would be very deeply concerning for me. And the woman made clear, who's going to be his main guardian, that she is the one who's going to be home most of the time with her adult daughter. The husband works most of the time. So she's the one left to deal with this. And I feel bad for it. And I feel bad for her. So I chose and do not want to play. They have clips of the 911 call. This woman felt concerned for her own personal safety. And it just, I'm going with what the media has reported. I'm not diving any deeper into that because it just doesn't feel right to me to do so. So the Sun went on to report that I'm sure that they received this 911 call from a public records request. Anyone can make a public records request. They might have gotten a tip from that. They report that the call was made at 10:31. Police generally use 24-hour military time. So I'm assuming that this is morning based on the way it's reported. That doesn't mean the Sun could have said, could be AM, PM. Generally, 911 calls are kept in 24-hour time, so it's clear what time it is. So I'm assuming based on the reporting that it's 10:31 a.m. to report a trespassing in progress. The caller, who wished to remain anonymous, though it was the woman at the house, we know who it is. She was also supposed to call the police and probation. So hopefully she also called probation to let them know that she no longer feels safe. There's a car parked at the end of the driveway. Could that car be media? Could there have been more investigated? Maybe. But they were concerned about a trespassing. They did list that he was there. The family had told the driver of the vehicle to leave earlier in the week, but the driver returned. So now this is somebody coming in, which is very concerning. And would be very concerning to me, but there is a large driveway that leads to the main road of the home. I feel really bad for them. The source previously told the Sun that Jim Bob is planning to pay for a fence. Well, it's a little late for that. Like, this is a problem. They said that Jim Bob is doing everything he can for Josh, and he's worried about the attention on him and his family. Well, yeah. And that he's concerned about photographers in town covering the case and anyone who might want to hurt Josh because of the crimes he's accused of. That would be my concern too, is that somebody is like, I know where he's at. I know where he's at. I know where he's at, and we're coming for you. That's a very, very, very real concern. So, they also went on to talk a little bit more about the case. The woman went on to say, the neighbor went on to say, I'm a little concerned. There's not much I can do about it. I have a teen daughter, so that's my concern, but she's a strong girl. We're spread apart. There's a horse pasture between us. It's not like we interact. Everyone keeps to themselves. The neighbor said that they had a lot of property during the detention hearing, but the neighbor was asked if there were any minor children under the age of 18. Now, teen could be 18, 19, but she was asked and she did not really answer the question to the best of my memory. It wasn't like, no, there aren't. Yes, there are. She kept saying, yeah, but we're on acreage. Like there's no neighbors close. And that is part of what the reason was that they picked this family. No minors in the home, kind of out in the country. And that's what it is. So yeah, I worry about it. I worry for the neighbors. I worry for the attention it brings to anyone's neighborhood. I wouldn't want people driving around my house either. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't go to people's houses unless you're invited or bringing Amazon or food. Like that's it. And even then, it should have been ordered in advance. I really worry for this family. I think this will come back into court. There's already been one 911 call. Depending on how that resolves, she's saying that she feels unsafe and that will have to go through probation. And I imagine we'll see a probation report coming from it. The Sun has a really thorough article on this 911 call if you want to get into the meat and potatoes of it. But I think this might come back into court. And if he can no longer stay with this family, he will go back into custody. This is a condition that the judge can revoke. He will go back into custody. If they find another suitable place, then maybe he'll be released or maybe he will stay in jail in protective custody. Bree Thompson said, can you interview lawyer Steve Dozinger to cover his case, crazy case with implications? I will take a look at it. The name does not ring a bell off the top of my head, but I am wondering if that's the attorney with regard to the Amazon that's been on house arrest for like a million years. So I will look. So that is that 911 call. Crazy stuff. I'm trying to update it because I think it will impact court. And I think he could go back into custody if the family no longer feels safe or at least be questioned by the probation department regarding it and potentially have a hearing with the judge where she can re-question this family or choose to revoke this part of his home release and then put him back into custody. But I also am trying to respect that family's their privacy, because they aren't public people. They are trying to help a family friend whose son clearly wanted to be out of custody. And this was the only way he was going to be out of custody pending this going to trial. And so I'm trying so hard to balance those two things because they're not public figures. And I really feel that this woman felt, based on my perception of listening to her, felt that she could not say no to her husband's request to help out his friend. And I think that that's hugely problematic from what I know about their part of their belief system, that is very much the way that is. And I just feel like she didn't have a choice in this and is stuck with a bad situation. And it makes me sad for that family. So let's move on. Mallory Doyle said, so was someone actually threatening them or him, or just people around? They said trespassing in progress, and trespassing in progress could indicate somebody on their property. They also said that the 911 call indicated a car that had been there previously that came back. So returned a second time to the end of their driveway. Look, this wouldn't have seemed weird to me before I moved more to the country. In LA, it's like there's somebody parked at the end of my driveway. It's like, but when you live on acreage, somebody up on your property becomes a whole different thing. It's like, you have no reason to be here. You have no reason to drive down my property. And you have no, they put the address on here, which I don't love. But if you look at this property, the house is here. And this is the driveway. Like you have no reason to be on their property. And so they called the police and said that they felt unsafe. So it doesn't sound like they were being threatened. It sounded like somebody's presence was there that shouldn't have been there. And that's a problem and could feel threatening. So that's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. We're gonna go on to Erica Girardi and get into that. And then I will do questions as I unbox. Could it have been undercover cops keeping an eye on Josh? No, they wouldn't be undercover. It would be the probation department, and they would let the family know generally. And if they were coming to do a check, they would know. But also in the 911 call, the police would indicate, no, we have a car in the area. And they generally wouldn't be up on your property for that unless you're driving up and banging on the door. So that's what it was. Just Lar X said by all accounts it was a reporter from the Daily Mail and they were taking photos, which if somebody was on my property taking photos of the front of my house, I would be like, no, you don't blast the front of my house come on. What are you doing? They're already feeling unsafe. So it concerns me. It concerned me. I am not familiar with the Aiden Fauci's case and Polly Pocket. I would have to look. There's been some Supreme Court changes with regards to charging as an adult. I think life without parole is the max. And even in some states, you can't do life without parole. But I would have to look at the specific case to answer that. We are moving on to Housewives. After Housewives, I'm going to do the play button, and then we're going to get into Triller. Yes. Let's talk Housewives just a little bit. Just a little bit of Housewives. Because this season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is, in fact, legally related because it is related to the Erika Jayne case. Well, the Tom Girardi cases. Erika Jayne, though, is the one who seems to have the assets that might come into the bankruptcy. And those assets are going to be under, I don't want to say attack. They're going to be on display. Every day. They're going to be on display. Why? Because they're in the show. The first episode of the show had her closet and her overflow closet and the jewels from the vault and all of it. Though Bravo didn't put a valuation on the jewels like they did in previous seasons where it's like, this costs this much, this costs this much, this costs this much, know your whole life. They didn't put any of that, but they did with Dorit's McLaren, which was interesting to me. They have not valued any of Erika's stuff because, again, it could come up in court. Erika Jayne is not a bankruptcy debtor, but she is the current spouse of Tom Girardi, who is a bankruptcy debtor in 2 bankruptcy cases. In the bankruptcy court, with regard to Tom Girardi as an individual, the house is on the market, and an attorney from the Axe law firm has been hired to go after Erika to try to figure out what property she may have that's community property part of the marriage. Because Erika has said, what's mine is gifts. It is not community property. And the bankruptcy trustee is like, sis, sus. That is what the bankruptcy trustee said. It is sus. It is sus that all of this is gifts. There's no way. No. Prove it. So in California, there are some quirks with regard to marital property. Things bought in the course of a marriage are generally community property, but things can be gifts. But it depends. They can't be exorbitantly expensive. There's generally a writing requirement to see if it's gifts. Yes, she said on the show, all of these things are gifted. We will see what they do. So they're going after her, the jewels, the heels, the clothes, because there's not a lot of assets that Tom owns. Whether this was by design or not, at the beginning, I was like, girl, I don't know. I don't know if they're by design. But now I'm like, how does this man own everything and nothing all at once? The cars are leased. I don't know about the art because it hasn't come up in any of the documents I've recovered. The house has so many liens on it that it's all accounted for when it's sold. So there's not a lot that's going to be left over from that estate. So where did the money go? She's so far. Makes you wonder where the money went. Anyway, I want to know where the money went. They're thinking it's in Erica's closet and they're looking for it. But with regard to the law firm, they are attempting to hire Twitter commentator Ron Richards to go after Erica's assets from the law firm. So did the law firm loan her any money? Did it loan her company any money? Is there anything there where money was transferred from the law firm to her, either properly where they can sue her and be like, repay your loan, or improperly? It doesn't really matter. They're going to get the money back. So there was an objection filed by Erica's lawyers. I talked about that in another video. And the court has now issued a court date to have arguments to see what happens. So we will see. If Richards files a response, then I will cover the response that's filed in court. If not, there will be a hearing and then the court will rule, and then we'll cover that and see what the court has to say. But he did say on Twitter that he's going to be transcribing every episode to see what they show. Well, after the episode, and the episode did show the overflow closet in the house and all the things. It also showed Erica talking about how hard COVID's been. Where, yeah, COVID's been hard for you. I feel so bad that you're wandering around your mansion going, it's so weird. It's so quiet. We're just eating kitchen alone. We're just eating dinner in the kitchen alone. We're eating dinner in the kitchen alone. It's just so strange. It's so hard. Literally cry me a river. Don't make me sing Justin Timberlake. But then of all the tone deafness that has been happening on Erica Jane's Instagram, this shit. Not that somebody did it because another account, Drunk Drawn, created this. Erica re-shared it. It's not a retweet. What, a regram? Is it a regram? Did we regram it? Regrammed it. Now look, she is nailed to a cross, which people aren't going to love, but look. Drunk Drawn drew it. Erica didn't draw it. Criticize her choice to regram it. The earrings say orphans and widows. Are we now straight making fun of the victims by reposting this? And then, not only is she nailed to a cross, mostly naked, screaming Balenciaga, but her caption says scapegoat. What? I have How are you a scapegoat? What? And again, the fact that an artist chose to draw this, Drunk Drawn, I have no beef. I have issue with her choosing to regram, repost, share, and caption it scapegoat. And the Drunk Drawn caption was, this season on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the crucifixion of Erica Jane. Look. This is not a good look. Because there are current clients of her husband who are orphans and widows who did not get paid. There are clients still going through cases. The LA Times interviewed a bunch of them. And do you know what they said? Watching her on TV, every time you look at her in her Cartier earrings, diamond earrings, you're like, was that bought with the money that was supposed to go to me? And how could you not think that if you're a client of Tom Girardi's? I have not been super critical of the Fenty posts because look, she's working. The Fenty posts are probably paying for her glam, for her to be on the show. And if she does get sued in this, she might have to pay into restitution. So I'm like, okay, get the bag for Fenty. It needs to go back to the victims. And at some point, she is going to have to work and support herself after all of this. But what the fuck? What the fuck with this? No, you're not a scapegoat. Who's scapegoat? The scapegoat for the victims of your husband? The scapegoat for Bravo? The scapegoat for the other housewives? We've read the cases. We've read them here. We've read them. No. No, not okay. Not okay. The earrings alone tell you not to retweet. Also, her belly button's a heart. Like, what? I love the detail, but also this is not a good. So the comments are, own it, cool, clink, clink, give the victims their money and shut the fuck up. I mean, valid point. Valid point. I like the tiniest violin, not the orphans and widows earrings. I mean, how about sell some of those designer bags, jewelry, and fancy cars to pay for the families that are owed money from the airline crash? Also, the fancy cars are leased. Accomplice. I mean, accomplice instead of scapegoat. I appreciate that the comment section is not having it. So I appreciate the comment section. Thank you. I don't know if this is an American Horror Story reference. It may be. I do not know. You ain't Jesus, honey. Maybe do some press rather than hide and claim to be the Bravo scapegoat. I don't know what scapegoat she's claiming to be. One, we've got your back. I'm sure that's what the widows and orphans would love to do to you. I think that's a threat of violence. Girl, why are you addressing this? People are not going to view this as you defending your innocence, but you being defensive. I mean, fair. There are more. Like you made Denise, karma. I'm no doctor, but I don't think that Lexapro is working. To play the victim when you were enjoying the stolen money, to lead an over-the-top lifestyle, unbelievable. I hope Rena doesn't do to you what she did to Denise. Probably would be better if you publicly showed sympathy for the victims of Tom and distance yourself from what he did, but you seem to double down. Matt Com87, yes, you friend, that takes it. That's my sentiment. That's my sentiment on all of this. Yikes and oof. So I think I have been patient, and I have tried not to be hypercritical of things that were work related. This shit is a fucking hot mess, and I hate it. I hate all of it. All the rest of it, a lot of it is work. Yes, it's tone deaf, but a lot of it is work. You calling yourself a scapegoat is not what it is. It's not what it is. It's just not what it is. There's a lot of allegations here. If you're not going to talk about them, that's fine, but you don't get to say that you're being a martyr. Because you're not. So this season's going to be very interesting. I think Bravo didn't hold back showing her possessions. And I was here for it. I'm like, oh, Bravo's showing all of it. This shit pissed me off. My personal feelings, it pissed me off. It really did. It pissed me off. I didn't like it. It's not a good look. I have liked Erica in the past. This feels like a slap in the face to everybody still waiting for money. And I can't. It's not. I just can't. I can't with it. It's gross. Question: how are gifts purchased with dirty money exempt? So if you have illegally obtained money and you purchase gifts, they can't be touched. No, but this is a bankruptcy, not a prosecution. So in an asset forfeiture with like a criminal or even a civil asset forfeiture, you can track down what money was dirty and track it forward. They aren't doing that right now in the bankruptcy. So it's not saying this is dirty money. It's saying that it's marital assets that need to go to pay the bankruptcy. So it's getting at it from two different ways. And it's different. Like an asset forfeiture, like in the, I don't know why my nose is so itchy tonight. Sorry, y'all. In the Jen Shaw indictment, there's an asset forfeiture in there where they're going to trace like this money went to this bank account and then it went to here. And then it likely paid for this and all this shit that it paid for. Thank you. That's ours now. We're the US government and we're coming for you. And everything you bought. That's not what's going on in this bankruptcy. So they're not trying to track the money he took and where it went. They're trying to say, look, it was bought during the course of the marriage. It's probably marital assets. It needs to come back. Or the law firm lent you money and it needs to come back. Now, if there's a criminal investigation in the future and the criminal investigation can do an asset forfeiture and track those funds, then maybe we can get there. Okay, should we do the play button? Are y'all excited? If any of you have been watching my channel since my unboxing and tech days, will you put a tech device icon in the chat because you know how this goes when I unbox things. Let's get into this unboxing. And then I'm going to do a few quick questions and then we'll shift into Thriller. Not Thriller, Triller. Let's unbox. I'm going to swoosh again because I totally fucked that all up right on my own. We're going to unbox the play button. And I'm sure my kids are probably watching. Kids, if you're watching, if you want to come in and take a look, you're welcome to. I'm going to, as I communicate to my kids while I'm live streaming, I'm going to try not to drop this or cut myself or cry. All of those things are possible. Like, I didn't even bust out the knife, which is probably a good thing because, you know, sometimes we're a mess with a knife. Oh, it's all like, it's all down in here. I should have waited to start drinking until after I did this. Would that have been smarter? Yes. Is that what we did? No. Okay. Y'all, have you watched me unbox tech things? Have you seen how it goes when I unbox thing? I am nervous. Tech, old, like OG crew, you know what it is. You know what it is. You know what a mess I am. I'm nervous. I'm nervous because it is, I have not opened, well, obviously I just cut the tape. I drop everything. Well, there's a letter. There's a letter. There's a letter. Do you guys want to hear what the letter says? Should we read those? Should we do a dramatic reading of the letter? This thing says, congratulations on your subscriber milestone. We're honored to take part in recognizing your achievement and want your experience to be exceptional. This award was inspected and packaged with great care by Rick. Thanks, Rick. Appreciate. Let me know if you want me to read the letter. I'll read it. Oh my God. I'm going to just... It is. Ah! It's heavier than I thought it would be. Honestly, it's way heavier than I thought it would be. It's very shiny. There's other stuff in the box, which surprises me. It is heavier than I thought it would be. It is very shiny. It's a little sharp. And it is, I mean, it's shiny. It's reflective. You all can see what I'm seeing. And presented to Emily D. Baker for passing 100,000 subscribers. I can't. And there she is. Ah! That happened. Oh my God. It's mirror shine. It's literally mirror shiny. That is not a cute angle on anyone. It's mirror shiny. Oh, wow. Okay. She's going to go back there somewhere. We'll vote. And yeah, that's what it is. Should she go? Where should she go for the night? We should put her somewhere for the evening. No, we're just going to leave her. Where should we go for the evening? Should we go? Sorry, District Attorney Awards. Watch it fall. It has to. At some point, it has to fall. Okay, let's read this really quick. Oh my God. I can't believe how fast it showed up. I'm surprised at how heavy it is. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be. It's metal. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it at all. All right. Do you remember your first subscriber, your 100th? I absolutely remember getting to 100. It felt like such a huge milestone. Or your 1000th. Yes. Hitting 1,000 also felt like a huge milestone. And I was monetized before that because I started my channel so long ago. But those milestones always felt big, like 1,000, 2,000, like even getting to those increments of 50 felt like such a big deal. It says, chances are you do, and we know that you'll definitely remember your 100,000th subscriber. Your fans may have found you while searching YouTube, learned about you through a friend, or maybe showed up as a recommended video. No matter how they came to your channel, fans stayed and their numbers increased because of your unique voice. Hi, this is my unique voice. And the excitement of being a part of a growing community that you established. Actually, that feels fairly accurate. I'm pretty sure this letter says the same thing for everybody, but that actually feels really accurate, and I'm just going to take it. We're thrilled to see the development of your community and are proud to honor your impressive milestone of reaching 100,000 subscribers with the Silver Creator Award. Congratulations. We know that you have many more stories to share with your community, and we know that your fans can't wait for you to engage and amaze them even more with your commitment and creativity. We're creative with our use of F-bombs. So keep creating, keep building. We can't wait to see what you'll do next, and we're here to support you along the way. Oh, I have questions. I would love Let's chat. Let's chat. And who knows, when you reach your millionth subscriber, we may just write to ask, do you remember your 100,000th subscriber? Sincerely, Suzanne. Whoa, I can't pronounce Suzanne. I can never. It's Wozicki. There's a lot. It's a lot. I'm blown away, and this is part of the Law Nerds, you guys. This is what we created together, and I'm just blown away. So it's incredible, and thank you. And thank you for being here, and thank you for giving a shit about the law, and thank you for being curious and asking questions and wanting to understand facts and not fuckery, and being here as we grow, and for being excited by our nerdiness and all of it, and for hitting the subscribe button, and for joining the text crew and sharing your merch and your stories with me. And it just, thank you. Oh, Elizabeth, thank you so much. Elizabeth said, you're so lit up and happy, you deserve it. I'm blown away because it still doesn't feel real. And it just doesn't feel real. And the creators who have supported me, the community that supported me, and the creators who have shared my coverage of different stories have really helped this community grow. And that's why we stick to our values here. We cover what we cover. We keep our chat friendly and a place to have a conversation, and it matters. All of that matters, and it feels bona fide. Oh, we've got to ask T, because he said I wasn't a real YouTuber, so I got a silver play button. If you have an A-word device, I'm sorry. Echo, drop in game room. We're gonna have to ask T to come in and see what he thinks. He's not going to be impressed because teenager. We're gonna have to drop in and see what he says. Hey, Travis. Is he playing Call of Duty? Yes. Come in the office. Thanks, bud. Bye. I'm live, by the way. Just to give him the heads up. Come to the office, by the way, I'm live. And I'm going to answer a few questions, and then I'm going to get in to the new TRILLER lawsuit. So, oh my goodness. YouTube famous now. Thank you. Wojcicki. Look, I'm ADHD and dyslexic. Wojcicki. I just don't want to butcher things. Wojcicki. I will try to do better. Did I make it to a live after napping? Yes, you did. TRILLER is coming in just a minute. Last trip. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. Oh my God. I'm going to answer a few questions, and then we're going to go on to TRILLER. Cause I saw some in here, ask Susan for an interview for $1 million. I mean, we'll see. I appreciate all the pronounce. Wojcicki. I appreciate all the attempts at pronunciation. I just cannot. Chartreuse Seeker, thank you. It said, thanks for creating a harmonious and cohesive community. You're welcome. I'm moving on to rainbow hearts since we're on our way to oil slick hair. We are. Did we decide a milestone for oil slick hair? We got to do galaxy hair. Question, do you get a YouTube manager now? I don't have one now. I have no idea how that works. I have not checked my email in like 3 days. So we'll see. I'll check my email next week, but I don't know. I didn't even know this was coming. I didn't get an email saying it had shipped or anything like that. So I was really surprised that that was here today. Like really, really surprised. Yay for the law coming in hot. I mean, Amy, right? I love covering this stuff and I love hanging out with y'all. And I had no idea it would grow like it did. I really didn't. And I talked to Peter a little bit ago and he was joking that it took so long for his play button to come that he was like at 130,000 subscribers by the time it actually got there. And I'm like, oh, we're at like 125,000, but I didn't expect that number to change so quick. And I didn't expect this to come so fast. I'm blown away by how quickly this turned around. And I'm just so glad. Hello, foot soldiers. I see all of you. Thank you. Yeah, it's been crazy. It's been crazy. I don't have words. I'm just blown away. I'm at this point stalling because my kid was saying he was coming down and isn't here yet. Krista Marie Miller, everyone's so polite here. Yes, we keep it that way. And that's one of the things is we get to have respectful conversations even when we disagree. And that's great. Lola, welcome to your first live. Oil slick hair at 500,000. Perfect. Galaxy hair. Yeah, that's going to happen. We're just going to do that for fun. So thank you. Exchange the super shiny part with purple shining I mean, I don't know if we can do that. Can you custom paint a play button? Karen March, never seen a YouTuber so gracious. Oh, thank you. I sit behind the camera and I've chosen to do that, but this is a community we are building together. And I see you in the chat supporting each other, being respectful to each other. I see you around the internet having these conversations. And I'm just so thankful that this is what we were able to build. And it's meant the world to me. And I know it means a lot to you guys too. Amy, thank you so much for your constant support. We have a Zoom meeting coming up soon. I haven't set a date. It's been wild. I'm sorry. That's my fault. I told you in the Zoom meeting, and I will keep telling you, thank you so much for creating this community. It's such a breath of fresh air to find your people. We all love you. I love you guys too. I really, really, truly, truly do. And this community, it's fun to watch the subscriber numbers and it's fun to have the bell bing. But my favorite part of this community is reading the stories you share with me, being in the chat, communicating with you on the text crew, getting into my DMs on social, and really getting to know y'all the best that I can. And it makes everything better. Question, what do you think about Juicy Baby asking for my sister? I have no idea. I don't know what Juicy Baby is. I'm sorry. Tell your sister I'm sorry. I don't know. It's good to see you. Just DM me. Question, best housewife singer, Duchess Luann, Melissa Gorga, or Erica Jane? I mean, Erica's are the most heavily produced. Duchess Luann is the most committed. So Duchess Luann's the most committed. Erica's the most produced. Melissa gets a participation trophy. I like you, Melissa Gorga. You are fantastic. It was fun, but it's maybe not your jam. Came for the Duggar coverage and finally became a member last Friday. Welcome. So glad I stayed. Well, I'm glad you stayed too. Okay. Well, apparently my kid is just not going to be coming in to say hi. So that's totally fine. And we're going to move on to another topic. Question, enjoying your parents' visit? Yes. Do they like the purple hair? I asked my mom about that on my Instagram stories. If you want to hear her, she's more traditional. I love you, Mom. You're in the other room. Please don't come in. No, I'm just kidding. I think she thinks it's fun, but she misses my hair when I was, 8 and it was blonde. We're not going to be blonde again. We are too gray for that. That ship has sailed. Sailed, honey. It has sailed. So Ruby Shay, thank you. It's all the good karma. We're trying to put out good karma. We're trying to keep it what it is. Keep it 100. Teresa Cook said, question, do you remember the disclaimer for infomercials like back in the 90s at 2 a.m.? Could YouTube do something like that for ad revenue to help content creators following vidIQ? I don't know. And I would have to think about it. I mean, content creators are required to disclose stuff from the FCC on their own. So I don't know if YouTube needs to be managing it, because if YouTube starts managing it, then YouTube can be liable for it. And I think YouTube is trying to sidestep being liable the way they were with the Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. And the only reason YouTube was liable there is because they were collecting the information. That's why they were on the hook. But with sponsorships and stuff like that, which I assume is what you're asking about, with sponsorships and stuff like that, the creator is really the one who's responsible for that. Ido, great coverage of all the legal stuff. Love it. Thank you. It's fun for me. Thank you. I can't spell either. Came from H3 and well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Sharpie. Oh, I don't know if I want a Sharpie yet. Night Runner. I love the environment here. Respectful and polite, but with cursey words. Fuck yes. That's exactly what that is. Mary Dunn, yes, we have picked up a lot of people who do not love the Duggar clan. Here's what I appreciate within the Duggar community, that from what I have seen, and I try to see everything, I don't always see everything. Everyone who's come in, even though there is strong and valid vitriol towards Josh Duggar, everyone's still been respectful in the chat, and I appreciate it, because inside you can be like this, but we have still tried to maintain. We've still kept it respectful, knowing that someone is accused, they have a right to a trial, they have the right to their process, and we can have our own opinions about it, separate from what the facts are of the thing. And I appreciate it. African lady, thank you so much. I'm just blown away. Okay, did Travis come in yet? No, he did not. No, he sure didn't. But we're gonna move on. He'll pop in at some time. I don't know. He probably got distracted doing something, because I'm not the only one in my family that's ADHD. All right, y'all, we did it. We did it. I can't. I'm interested to see what he thinks, though. All right. Question: if a YouTube channel doesn't disclose paid for or PR stuff, what can YouTube do about it? I don't know how YouTube would know about it, but that becomes a FCC issue. So, they can deal with it. No, FTC. Not FCC. I've got Eminem stuck in my head. The FCC won't let me be me. No, FTC, Federal Trade Commission. All right. Now I'm getting hot because I'm nervous. I don't even know what's happening. We're going to take a drink. We're going to move on. I'm going to text this kid because I dropped in. I hear him. Oh, he was probably in the middle of a round. He was probably in the middle of a round on his game. All right, I hear my door opening. Hi, buddy. Were you in the middle of a round?
I was in the middle of a Bed Wars game, which I won.
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, buddy.
Here's Stephanie.
Hold on. Can I show you something?
Yeah.
You can say hi. Say hi to the honors.
Hi. The silver plate.
Can YT pay kids? That is very true.
That was a question. What do you guys think?
Cool.
I don't like it. It's
Turn
not
it.
as good as the other one.
Turn
The old
it.
one's better.
The gold one's better?
No, the old one.
Oh, the old one is better. The old one is better. The one that was in the frame with the button.
Agree with me on
I
that.
agree with you. The old one is cooler. But are we legit now? What do we think? Is it legit?
Yeah.
Are we a real YouTuber?
This isn't even platinum. This is like plastic.
It's not platinum. It's metal. It's heavy. That part's a mirror. Travis thinks it's cheesy. And now it has fingerprints.
I'm gonna tell you something. Go to Lorner Shop to get your own self and we merch.
Are you doing ads for merch?
No, I'm not.
You're watching. I'm letting you watch way too much YouTube. Which YouTuber are you watching that does merch shoutouts like that?
Linky Box.
A lot of people.
Linky Box?
A lot of
It's
people.
that weird kid that screams at the top of their lungs.
So that's why you're doing merch
Yes.
shoutouts?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I appreciate the merch shout out. Where do they need to go again, Griffin?
The
Go
diamond
to
one's pretty cool.
Lorner Shop.
The diamond one's pretty cool.
Okay, look. You just came in here with the diamond one's pretty cool. Yeah, I hit 100. Let go of this. I hit 100,000 subscribers, and your response is get 10 million.
Everybody, make sure we like and subscribe before then the video ends.
It's a
Oh,
shame.
tell them to do the YouTube things. Come here, G. Step up to the mic.
To like,
Step up to the
comment,
mic
and subscribe.
and tell them to do the
Don't-
YouTube things.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
And
Get
comment.
off your brother's head.
And comment if you want to be part of the group.
Do they want to be part of the group?
Also, put
Yeah.
that bell on all so you are known when they make videos.
Okay, so T originally said I wouldn't be a real YouTuber until we got a silver play button.
And I come and get.
And then he comes in and he's like, actually, 10 million's what we're going for. You've always said that I'm not cool until I have an M after my name. Well, not cool. Not like legit, because the
Legit.
YouTubers you watch all have an M after their number.
Including Tico.
Don't get me started with Tico.
Tico doesn't have a million subs.
Yes. Yes,
All right.
6 million.
Thank you all for keeping me real. He has 6 million.
Yes, 6 million.
Thank you all for
He's a road to
Okay.
7
Stop liking other
million.
YouTubers.
on the road to 7 million. Thank you for keeping it real. Do we like it? Do we like it?
Yes.
Yes.
Ow. Try to stop.
Trav, do you want to go put it back where it says hello, sweetie? Do you want to go put this back there and see how it looks? Fingerprints and all?
Doctor Who. Great TV show.
Don't shout out much or else you get sued.
Do you want to?
Oh no, we're not gonna get sued.
Like this?
Just put just put it back there. I'll move it later.
Here's how to do the donkey again.
That's perfect.
That's perfect. All right, darlings,
Here's how
go
to
eat
do
dinner.
the donkey.
New Bad Batch episode.
Bye.
No,
Yes, I'm sure there's new Bad Batch.
What do you mean? Star Wars for life.
They're now arguing over Bad Batch. Oh my children. There is new Pride merch. I'm gonna just let him start running my ads. Your kids are watching too many YouTubers when they're shouting out your shot and then saying, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that bell. Also, yes. Put it behind the sub counter. I'll definitely take a look at putting it behind the sub counter. I want to make sure my light won't reflect off of it, but I will. I'll definitely give it a try behind the sub counter. It's a great suggestion, Tamara. Thank you. Oh, my kids. Ashley, yes, that is Dolphiny. It is his favorite. It is his favorite. They're going to go watch Bad Batch without me. That's what's going to happen. Oh my goodness. T should be my YouTube manager. Keep you aiming high. He's going to just be like, nothing's ever good enough. I love my 13-year-old. He's sassy and he's fun and he's just hilarious. But I love that it's never enough. He's like, actually, diamond play button. And when he's talking about the old play button, I'll show you what he's talking about real quick, because back in the day, there was a different silver play button. And then we'll move on. And then we'll do questions. Oh my God, my neck is just. And Sean Cannell has one of these and a few other YouTubers that got their play buttons back in the day. But YouTube used to do it in a frame. And it was literally a silver play button in a glass frame. And then it was like etched on the glass. And so I really dug the look of the old ones. And then they switched. I think they streamlined their process of making them as more channels reached that sub goal. But these are here, let's pull this up. These are what the older play buttons look like. I have no idea what this website is. No, I don't want updates. No, we don't want, no, we just want to see the picture. So this is what the old ones looked like. It was a frame with a play button, and then this was on the glass, and then the gold one the same, and then the diamond play button. The diamond play button hasn't changed. So no, my phone binged. That was my phone. This is not binged yet. That was my phone. Okay. But we're close to binging. So if you guys aren't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. It'll bing. There's over 3,000 of us on here. So go ahead. Oh. Okay. I told you once we did the play button, I was going to be a little frazzled. We're going to get into this Second Amendment complaint. Because I'm worried that Triller listened to me. That's my concern. Amelia said, "Oh, I love your boys. Makes me see my future with my two. What is their age difference? Do they get along well?" They are 4 years apart. They get along very well most of the time. They have their moments because sometimes boundaries are hard to respect, but they like to enforce the boundaries. So, all right. Go ahead, do the YouTubey things. Sub, we have over 3,200 people on. We will definitely hit we will definitely hit 126,000, which would be amazing. I love that Travis is like, yeah, I know I said gold silver play button, but let's get to 10 million. This kid. Oh, my little buddy. All right, I keep saying my brain. Let's get into this First Amendment complaint from Triller. Just what is Triller doing? What is Triller doing? Triller, I'll send you my bill. You're not going to like my hourly rate. I'm teasing. Or am I? Let's get into I should swoop. Let's get into this First Amendment complaint. We'll make it big and then I'll swoop. This is a first look. It got filed today, 5/21, and I've been out all day with my folks. So we're gonna just dive into it, and then I will get back into questions. Thank you. And everybody who's watching over on Facebook, if you want to come over and subscribe on YouTube, like totally can. WatchEmily.com. It'll get you right here, and you can go ahead and subscribe, and we'll see. All right. Let's swoop. Triller filed a First Amendment complaint. If you've been following this story, you know that Triller sued the H3 podcast over the Jake Paul Ben Askren fight alleging copyright infringement. You know how strongly I felt about that very first complaint. Hot mess of mess. It's interesting, though, because the First Amendment complaint no longer sues the H3 podcast. The First Amendment complaint is now suing TED Entertainment Inc., Ethan Klein, and Gila Klein. It's like, oh, maybe TED Entertainment Inc. is their company or their corporate entity. This is still Triller Fight Club 2. Okay, here's what's interesting to me. Did y'all just see, and look, I'm not a fan of the Paul brothers. I've made that known. Did y'all just see that Jake Paul left Triller and signed a show boxing deal? I've seen a lot of comments and questions about whether Triller is suing the H3 podcast and now TED Entertainment, Ethan Klein and Gila Klein, because they have been stalwart in continuing to bring up and not letting the internet forget the allegations against Jake Paul. And perhaps Triller was protecting its investor and one of its fighters, but now he's not one of their fighters, is he? Jake Paul was like, peace. I'm going to go sign with somebody better. And I just think it's kind of funny. No loyalty there. No loyalty there at all. So the First Amendment complaint, the causes of action are the same. The defendants are now different. TED Entertainment Inc., Ethan Klein, Gila Klein, and not the H3 podcast, which was all they sued before. The H3 podcast, an unknown entity. So I'm assuming that they have discovered that this is, through a modicum of research, the corporate entity that Ethan and Gila use. So, nature of this action. Plaintiff is the copyright owner and publisher of Triller Fight Club broadcast, Jake Paul versus Ben Askren boxing event, including all undercard. We know this. This is exactly the same. We know how the broadcast happened. That is the same. Plaintiff institutes this action to obtain remedy for and to permanently hinder the blatant, unlawful infringement and rapid theft of its copyrighted work by defendants. Bro, rampant theft is a bit strong. Defendants own and operate a YouTube channel located at YouTube channel. Did we link the right channel or did we link Mike's channel? Look, it's the H3 podcast. We've linked the proper channel. Why, thank you. Oh, and it linked me off the page. So annoying. All right. Nuts. They've linked to the proper channel, which unlawfully uploaded, distributed, publicly displayed without authorization the broadcast to users of the aforementioned YouTube channel. Specifically, upon information and belief, as shown in the below screenshots. There's screenshots. There's a receipt. There might be an actual fact. I mean, it still is fair use, and there still will possibly be maybe like a anti-slap motion, but there may be a fact, there may be a receipt, maybe a receipt, maybe. We're promised screenshots. We better see screenshots. Defendants uploaded all or a substantial portion of the broadcast with no supplemental commentary or other attempt at transformation as an untitled video on YouTube. Oh, interesting. And made the URL for that unlisted video available through defendant's YouTube video entitled Jake Paul Fight Was a Disaster, H3 podcast number 244, available at. Oh, and we linked the video. We've linked the video. There we go. Okay. We've linked the video. There's a fact. Look, facts. Oh, we're going to get to screenshots. We still don't have a date. There's still no date, but maybe a fact. What would you like me to see from this screenshot, Triller? Is this the unlisted video? What did they say? Defendants uploaded all or a substantial portion of the broadcast with no substantial supplemental commentary. Okay, so here's what I think they're trying to argue. There's still no fucking date. So that's a problem. Here's what I think they're trying to argue. I think they're trying to argue that the unlisted video, not the commentary in the episode, because the episode clearly gave commentary, but that the unlisted video is an illegal copyright infringing re-upload. But did anyone copyright claim it? It would have come down. You could have mitigated the damage. And they only used it to give commentary. Because look, even in this screenshot, you only see it because he's giving commentary on it. That's Ethan's face. Because he's giving, commentary. So they, I think, are trying to show the unlisted. Is this the best screenshot we have, people? We're professionals here on this channel. But is it no link? Where if the link is so easy to find, if the link to the unlisted video is so easy to find, where is it? Why is it not here? But at least there's a link to the podcast episode, though still no date. There's a date here, but that's the screenshot's not alleging it in the complaint. So that's not going to work. It has to. I'm not doing this. Okay, we're moving on. Defendants acted knowingly. Okay, that's the same sentence as before. Is that it? Is that all? Is that it? That's it? That's it? That's all we've added? No fucking way. You filed a first amended complaint, me, as if I'm talking to Triller, who's probably not watching this, and that's probably for the best. You file a first amended complaint and include not yet a date. You include a link to a video and a statement that there is an unlisted video, but no link to the unlisted video. So you've linked a commentary video that uses it for fair use, but nothing else, and still no fucking date. There's still no date. There's still no date. Oh, just get this thing thrown out. The thing is, here's why I've been thinking in the slap land. Because are they trying to silence Ethan Klein from giving commentary on clips by bringing this lawsuit? And if so, would an anti-slap motion work? But an anti-slap motion means they have to show that there's no substantial likelihood that they can survive this. So they might have the time to fix some of the little things, but it would freeze it because you can't survive this with no date. And I don't want to talk about that too much more because those are strategy thoughts. But I'm wondering if we will see it go that route, because then it gets dismissed with prejudice. If you do just a dismissal like a 12B6, then it's without prejudice and they can refile, and the court's told them how to fix their shit. So it's better to get it bounced where they can't refile than to get it bounced by the court and the court is like, fix your shit. but a date. But a date. Defendants calculated and reprehensible infringement, theft, and other unlawful acts. We'd love to know what those are. Is it a murderous conspiracy? Is that the other unlawful acts? Committed in knowing violation of the law has resulted in damages suffered by plaintiff in excess of $50 million. By stealing and diverting upwards of 100,000 unique viewers of the illegal and unauthorized viewings of the broadcast from plaintiff. That's why speculation, monuments to the gods of speculation. That's why they didn't include the unlisted link. You know why? Because I bet the unlisted link shows like 3 views. So you can't say the unlisted link has this many views. How many views does the podcast have? Because their podcast gets fucking baller views. How many views does this episode have? 1 million views. Okay, so they're saying 1 million views by $50 for the fight is where you get to 50 million. However, sorry, y'all. 1 million views by $50 for the fight. So they're saying every single one of those people who watched this podcast, of which this segment was probably short, but not timestamped, so I can't go find it. And they didn't timestamp it in the complaint. So it's like you would have to. This is a 2-hour episode. Have we seen? Do we see fight yet? Also, I don't see Gila in this podcast, but I understand that they're saying she's a co-owner. Wait, have we talked about the fight? Did I miss it? Did we talk about the fight? That's not the fight. I'm trying to scrub through and see if we talk about the fight. I have not seen clips of the fight. That's not the fight. There's the fight. Okay, wait a second. Are we talking about literally like 5 minutes of this 2-hour-long podcast? Seriously. I don't see fight. Nope. I scrubbed it. I thought I saw it. Maybe I didn't. I'll have to find a timestamp. These are things I should prepare. I didn't plan on going to see how long the fight clip was in this video, but I suspect that it's not much of this video. We're going to scrub with me. Bear with me as I try to see where they talk about this fight. Maybe it was at the beginning and I missed it. Because that's not fight. There's fight. Okay. Hold on. Let me pull this up with sound. I'm curious as to how long this segment is, because I think out of a 2-hour live stream, this segment is probably maybe 15 minutes long, maybe. But it is in the thumbnail, but how do you argue that out of those 1 million views that all of those people, every single fucking one, and I bet there's some of you in the chat who watched this episode who are going to be like, but not me. I didn't watch that episode to see the fight because I don't really care about the fight, because who cares about the fight? I don't care. Yes, it's in the thumbnail, but if there's a 2-hour podcast that has a 15-minute segment, how do you argue that that every single person came because they didn't want to go watch the fight elsewhere? This is 5 days after the fight. Did they even say in the complaint what day the fight happened? Okay, I have questions. Let's pull this complaint back up. I'm going to pull the complaint back up and see what day this fight happened. Because it should say in the... You know what? I just pulled up the complaint to the side because I want to look at this clip. The First Amendment complaint, y'all. It doesn't say what day the fucking fight happened. So how could you even know that the video happened 5 days after the fight if the complaint doesn't even say the date that the fight happened? How do you not? How did I not complain about this earlier? How do you not? Don't make me fucking Google it. Oh, Jake Paul, Ben Askren, fight night. Does it say, please Google, please just tell me what date, fight date. What? April 17th, Jake Paul versus Ben Askren. Well, the date of this podcast is April 22nd. So the live event that lasted all of a few minutes was done and dusted. So, okay, let's see how long this clip is. and see if there is no commentary. Remember, that's what they said. They say that it was re-uploaded and that they're trying to argue that the re-upload had no supplemental commentary, but the re-upload's not what was published to people. So there can't be $50 million in damage for re-uploading it to an unlisted channel that was then put out on this. This is then the content.
Although even
let me know if you can
considering
hear
all that, I was still. First of all, they fought for like what, a few minutes,
On the top of the head,
Like a minute and a half.
So we're talking about the fight.
and Ben looked awful. He looked awful. Like, look at him.
And now we
He
have a clip
doesn't-
of the fight.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
His form was off.
He doesn't know how to defend himself.
Very much like me. They have talked over all of this clip so far. And let's see, can we see the link? We can see a link to a watch thing. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Could we probably type it in and see? Do you think we could type that in and see how many watches that had? I bet we could. I bet we could. All right, let's see what they say.
He doesn't know how to throw a punch. You know,
Critical
And-
commentary.
you know, he didn't even block the punch. And
He didn't even block the punch. Okay, critical commentary. And this shows at the time of viewing this, it shows down here that this is unlisted and it has 2 views and so they uploaded it so that they had a clean copy. They should have gone to Mike's channel. Mike. Mike still probably has it uploaded.
and he just, the whole thing looks like a comic book. Like, look how he falls to the ground. It's like,
He does kind of crumple.
and then,
Boom.
and then the ref calls it immediately. I was like, dude, what did I do?
The ref calling it immediately is sus to me. I'm not a pro boxer, and nor do I know much about boxing. His pants seem shiny. Like, that's my commentary on boxing. Ethan has talked over this entire clip, which I do too. Whenever I show a clip.
Just watch. This is such
And
a
then he's back
fucking
up.
clown fest.
He's
Look
up.
at this.
I mean,
And
he
then
looks
calls
kinda
it.
drunk.
I was like, no, I seriously did not stay up and waste my whole Saturday night to not
Still talking,
even see Jake Paul get hit once.
which is also disappointing. I mean, to watch this fight and not see Jake Paul get hit, everybody just wants to see Jake Paul get punched in the face. That's why Jake Paul gets views on these fights, because people just want to see Jake Paul get punched in the face. That's what it is.
I don't know why that ref called it, bro. I know he was dazed. He was fucked.
Critical
The fight was a
commentary.
joke.
In that moment right there, if you watch it carefully, he tells him to step forward and he staggers to the side.
Yeah,
yeah,
I saw.
I mean, he's
Commentary.
It looked at first. I was like, "What was that?" Everyone was saying it's staged. I don't think so. I looked at everything from every angle.
Commentary.
well, he for sure got that. I mean,
Okay, let's see. Oh, wait, this goes off the screen in like literally 20 seconds.
it can be staged with still taking a hit. That it was just planned that he would get punched.
I still think the ref should have let him go. Like, I mean, it's a prize fight.
It's a 2-hour podcast. That is what? A minute 29 to a minute 30. That's a minute. They showed a minute. And there was commentary over the entire thing. And then they're going to keep talking probably about it, I'm sure. And then if they come back to the fight, I'd be surprised because there's not much else to say. And that's news, not fight. Did I miss something? Did we see the fight? No, that's YouTube shit. News. That looks like Twitter. Yeah, I'm not seeing any other clips of the fight on this, on just a quick scrub through. I am stopping on the least flattering faces. All right, yeah, a minute. How is that not fair use? How do you argue that 1 million people, and that's regular viewing numbers for the H3 podcast, that 1 million people watch that podcast to see the fight, and it directed income away from the fight. The fight was done days and days ago. We would know that if you put the dates in the complaint, but then it would be easier for me to say, it's this many days later. But the fight's over. The results are public. it's a minute, and he talks over the entire thing and gives critical commentary. What is the point of suing Ethan and Gila other than allowing them to again win in a fair use lawsuit and try to drain them of money? But they would win attorney fees and should. I normally do not give I try to stick with I like this motion. I see where they can go. I see these defenses. I see this. This lawsuit's stupid and Triller's going to lose. And it's stupid to allow them to waste everybody's time and money. This lawsuit's ridiculous and I hate it. And that is my opinion. Their arguments are dumb. This whole thing is dumb and they are not going to win. The problem is with lawsuits, the time and money it takes to get out of it. And we saw this when I talked about the defamation suit against Real Housewife of Orange County, Shannon Storms Bedore. When we talked about Shannon, we talked about the hundreds of thousands of dollars she spent to win a anti-slap motion on that defamation suit to get out of the suit. So trying to bleed somebody of money. Bridget, there is nothing filed yet that shows that they've been sued. So it's going to cost them money to fight it. And then they should get attorney fees when they win at the end of all of this. So I think that they can file a slap motion. So I think they should. So that's the new Triller upload. I love my mods that went to go look, and the back end video is now private. Tech Valor, thank you for looking. So we can't see how many views. Also respect. Don't make it easier for them to go see. Let them pay for the discovery to go see how many views that video has. However, when they aired that video had 2 views. So you can't say 1 million people saw it with $50 million in damages if they're also arguing that the re-uploaded video to the unlisted is the problem. The unlisted re-uploaded video is not the problem. That's not what was broadcast to people. So if that's the problem, there's no damages. We're gonna take a breath. It's so annoying. Karen March asks, can they get in trouble for lying in a lawsuit? I don't know if they are lying or if they are just arguing out of both sides of their mouth in a disingenuous way. Can lawyers be sanctioned? Yes. Is it rare? Yes. Are they not even trying? Yes. Can the court throw it out? Yes. But what H3 and what Ethan and Gila and their company are going to want is to get this thrown out with prejudice and to win attorney's fees. So that's going to take a little more work than just saying, it's gone. Let's get to questions because y'all are going to have questions. I have nothing more to say. This is dumb and it's fair use and it's commentary and they're giving critical commentary. Oh, I hate this so much. Let's get to questions. Questions. You can tell as I'm moving, my neck is bugging me tonight. This lawsuit pisses me off. I'm angry now. Does perjury come into play in civil cases? It does. Tamara, it's like you want to have a DA story time. I think we do. Want to have a DA story time. Beth, thank you so much. The clip is 45 seconds long. Perjury can come into play in civil cases. The thing is, there is also litigation privilege. So things said in a complaint, you need to be able to back them up, but also people can say anything. So they're not saying anything that contradicts themselves at this point. I prosecuted criminally a perjury case from a civil case, but the individual said, this happened. This is why it happened. This is how it happened. But then there was video showing it didn't happen that way. It was over falling on a bus. And he sued the city that ran the bus and was like, I fell, I injured myself, all of this. There's video of him getting off the bus. So they showed him the video and then they took depositions. And then at the depositions, he's like, no, I fell. And they're like, show me where. And then he's like, no, I fell, and kept lying at the deposition. So it was like lying under oath. Different than saying, well, on information and belief, this is what we think. So yes, perjury can come into play, but it would have to go further against this. Emma C asked, with prejudice means they can't try again. Correct. With prejudice means you are gone. You are out of here. Goodbye. Do not bring that shit around here no more. And you cannot sue over the same incident again. Is it possible the video was always private? Isn't it, and not unlisted? Jody K, I see where you're going, but we pulled it up, and the problem is in that screenshot of Ethan doing it, it shows the video, and it shows at the bottom, when I pulled it up, it shows at the bottom that it's unlisted. So we could see that it showed unlisted at that time. They could have privated it right after the podcast, and they can argue, we privated this right after the podcast. So at the time the podcast aired, it showed 2 views, and I think others have reported on that as well. It showed 2 views here. I'll pull it up. Let me pull up. I'm going to try to, I'm scrubbing. Don't want no scrub. A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of my best friend's ride. The clip is so short, it's hard to find. Like, that's what that is. I also don't want to put the time code up as much as I can because I'm not trying to help anybody out. Like, spend your money, do your research. So when you zoom in, down here, it shows unlisted and it shows 2 views. So after they aired this, if their regular practice is to private the video afterwards so somebody can't try to hit this in and go see it, then it has 2 views. Okay, so assuming that those 2 views didn't buy the fight for $50. Okay, Triller, we are happy to settle with you for $100 over the 2 views that you think that you didn't get. We'd like $60,000 in attorney's fees for having to fight with you over this, please. They're trying to make this shit lawsuit better by saying we're angry about the unlisted video. Fine. If you're angry about the unlisted video, then go ahead. Go ahead and charge me for those 2 views. If the unlisted video has no commentary on it and no fair use, I'll pay you for the 2 views. Nobody could have watched it afterwards because it was made private. Here's $100. Pay my lawyer fees. I hate this lawsuit. No, I love this lawsuit, but I hate this lawsuit. Yes, I'm working on a video for that for next week, and I've gotten delayed in filming because my parents came into town, and I was having fun with them, and I didn't sit down and film today. So yes, it's coming. It should be coming next week. Question: at this point, does H3 even need to do anything, or can they just sit back and watch things implode? So that's a strategy for them and their lawyers. I would wait for them to serve me first before I decided. And I would be strategizing with lawyers about how to get this bounced, or telling Triller behind the scenes, this is never going to happen and we're going to get hundreds of thousands of dollars in attorney's fees. So what you might want to do is stop. Hold on. I'm going to pull this over here since we're doing Q&As. And then that was what I was just to. The 2 views are probably just themselves anyway. Yeah, probably. And they can say, here's 100, here's $100. That's what it is. I answered that. Scrubs in my head. Quit trying to make fetch happen for sure. Couldn't the views just be H3 for the views on the video? Yes, they could. And have they put any evidence that people paid Ethan for access to the fight like they said it? Oh, no, they sure haven't. I think that was something they forgot to take out from the other lawsuit, but no, they sure can't prove that at all. Could Triller be one of the views since they're tagging the video? Michelle, I don't think so. It's a great question. I think that Triller didn't catch on till later, and that those 2 views are probably H3 watching it on the podcast and their production team getting the link ready for them to have it like actually professionally ready to go for their podcast. So the clips are ready so that their producer just has the clips ready. I think it's from within the company. So, and even then it's like, okay, you want 2 views? Here's, I'll throw you $100, pay my lawyer's fees. So that's what it is. I don't understand why they're not going after anybody else if they're so worried about it. Probably because they assume nobody else has any money. I should also remind everyone to do the YouTubey things and to like and subscribe and do those things. Question: after the fight was over, could people still buy the fight from Triller to watch it? I don't think so, and they've not alleged that they can. So if one wanted to watch it, could they still buy it from Triller and watch it for free from these pirates? That's a great question, Nolita, because that would be where the deriving or the detracting of income would come from. But the fight results were already on Twitter, so the fight results were over, and I don't think you could repurchase the live event after the live event was over because the live event was over. Question: Karen March, do I still practice at all and can you be retained? I am still licensed to practice in California. I am not currently practicing because I am way too busy, but I still do consulting work. Can I be retained? It's very hard to retain me to do consulting work right now. And I'm mostly just facilitating clients that I had. So I do some consulting work. Are you a DA or defense attorney? I'm neither at the moment. I was a deputy district attorney before I went into working with online and virtual businesses. So there is no proof that they've been filed with the court yet. So I don't know if they've been served or not. Stacy asked, do we know if Erica purchased her new home funded by Tom? Could she be liable to have to sell her home as well to pay the victims? Does this make sense? I think what you're asking is, how did she pay for her new house? I think it's a rental. I don't know what the source of income is. They have not tracked her source of income, so we don't know yet. We'll see when she gets sued. Because she's going to get sued in the bankruptcy court. That's just going to happen. EDB, the new H3 After Dark official lawyer. I'm not their official lawyer. I am their official legal commentator. I'm sure H3 has their lawyers talking about this for sure. Question: does the 90 days start from the first filing? Yes, the 90 days. They have 90 days to serve. It starts from the first filing of this lawsuit, not of the first lawsuit. And I haven't seen proof of service in that one either. So it was 5 days after the fight with 2 views. Triller doesn't lose anything. I agree. What happened to Octonation? Octonation is busy and is in the chat often, but currently Octonation is on an octocation. He's on vacation at the moment. I asked that. I don't think Triller's one of those views. I don't think Triller has even tried to pull up the link to see that it's privated. I answered that. Let me catch up in the chat. Sorry, I got behind and I hope I didn't miss any super chats. I'm going to try to catch up. And then I am going to wrap maybe a little early. My neck is starting to cause my head to hurt. And we're going to go deal with that stuff. Gutter Star Mackenzie, when authorities seize personal property, not money, assets, cars, but jewelry and personal items, what do they take and what do they do with them? If there's an asset forfeiture order, the asset forfeiture order will normally describe the property. So I covered that in the Jen Shaw case. It will normally be property from criminal proceeds or property used in the criminal enterprise, and they often auction them. So can Triller be charged with contempt of court for repeatedly submitting filings with no basis after being told to include facts? No, they're in front of a different judge in a different lawsuit. So they have not disobeyed the court's order yet in this lawsuit. Question: would you have Mike as a client if he asked? Well, I don't know the facts. And at this point, no, I don't want to have any more clients in litigation. And I don't want to deal with Triller. I want to comment on it. I don't want to be involved in it. I like doing commentary with y'all. I don't want to talk to the lawyers because it's very hard for me to get on the phone and just play nice to the best ability of your client. As a lawyer, you have to play the chess game with the other attorneys. You cannot call them up generally and say, I'm sorry, what the fuck are you even thinking? We're not doing this, because it's not what best benefits your client, even if that's what you want to say. Your client benefits by you being able to resolve things quickly and cost effectively, not by dragging things out by pissing matches. So sometimes in civil law, that was harder. In criminal law, it wasn't as contentious. So thank you for the question, though. Question, is this mess more on Triller or the attorney who filed the suit? On the attorney. The attorney gets to choose how to file it. That's on them. That's not on Triller. I mean, it's on Triller for hiring the attorney, but it's not on Triller. Why Triller decided to go after this defendant is curious. And I don't know if that's a client-guided decision or the attorney going, well, this one seems to have some money. They got a lot of views. I don't know. Courtney MC, thank you. What do you think of how Real Housewives of Beverly Hills showed Erica and Tom's relationship so far this season? I wonder if it's hard for production to edit the season knowing the ending while still trying to show the journey. I've never been in that position. I don't know how that works, but they know what's going on now, but trying to edit that early footage to not sway the footage necessarily would be very interesting. I think they're showing that COVID is a problem. And I think they're showing that Erica's starting to have some stress with COVID. So that's what I think. You can still buy the fight. Dr. Riley, thank you so much. You can still buy the fight on Triller. Well, there you go. However, because that knockout happened in under 2 minutes, it was already all over Twitter too. So maybe. It depends. Krista Marie, who asked, can they touch the housewives' money? It depends. And it depends on if she's sued and if she owes restitution back, if things have been sold. And it depends on how that's structured. And I talked about this in other content, if she and her company were loaned money by the law firm, for example, there's allegations in a lawsuit that her hire out company was loaned $20 million by Tom's law firm. If that's true, I would assume that her housewives' money goes into her company and then her company pays her. That's how most people structure things. If that's true and the company gets sued and has a judgment against them and has to pay back the bankruptcy court, then the housewives' money that goes into the company has to go back to pay off the loan. So yes, it can happen. It depends on the circumstances. Question, will you go back on H3? Hopeful. Yeah, if there's stuff to talk about and again, stuff that's not stuff that I can be helpful with and stuff that I can comment on, absolutely, I would be happy to. I want to make sure that they don't talk in a way that could ever damage their ongoing lawsuit. You know how I feel about people talking about ongoing litigation. This litigation is just so stupid. It's just so stupid. We still don't even have a fucking date pled. It's just so dumb. I missed a few super chats, so I'm going to get. So thank you, RY, for that super chat and question. Does the fact that they didn't refile against other defendants in the first lawsuit work against them in the H3 suit? They have to file against them all separately, and they can choose to do that at any time within the statute of limitations. Does it make it feel like they're singling out H3 for a particular reason? Yes, it does. All right. Give me a moment. I want to get to these things. Mallory, thank you for the super chat. Question, Destiny, hello. A 21-day summons was issued on the court listener website. Doesn't that mean H3 was served? No, it doesn't. It means that the summons was issued by the court that Triller has to go serve H3's company. And then H3 has 21 days to respond to it once they're served. So there's two parts of that. And the bottom part is where all the service signatures go. And that has not been filled out and returned to the court. So it means they can get served, but it does not mean they have been served because the proof of service has not been returned to the court. Octo Nation is on an octocation at octo location. Exactly. Precisely. So I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. And then I'm going to do court of public opinion and we're going to bounce because my head is starting to kill me. Does Triller have any chance of winning this suit? Not this one. I don't think. And that is rare for me to say. They have no facts, they have no dates, and it's fair use. You guys, my neck is killing me, and it is starting to give me a headache. I forgot to ask you to do the YouTube things. Do the YouTube, like, it's so much excitement. My head has started to hurt because apparently I'm a child. I'm gonna try the play button over where the ampersand is, and maybe move the ampersand into that corner. I'm still blown away. I'm a little scattered, so I'm sorry that I'm so scattered. Our last super chat to send love to Emily. Thank you, Karen, for the one last super chat. Thank you for being you. You're welcome, and creating this community. You're welcome. I have absolutely worked hard at being able to just comfortably be me, and it was something that took time to grow into, and took time to be comfortable with, and to take time to be comfortable with sharing, because with putting yourself out there can be criticism, and valid criticism is whatever it is, what it is. Just plain hatred is weird on the internet, but when you're you, sometimes criticism can feel personal. But our mission here as law nerds becomes kind of bigger than just me, and that mission to help people understand. I was talking about this with my team. Like, what is the goal with this? What is the goal with creating the law nerds? What do we want to do with this? And it's really to help people understand, learn how to evaluate the thing, and then make change. And that's really what we talk about. Understand what the laws are, figure out how to evaluate the facts from the fuckery, and then make change. And that mission is bigger than just me. So the least I can do is show up and give a voice and help understand, because that is the most important thing. And that's what we need. We need the ability to have conversation. We need the ability to parse facts from fuckery, because there's so much fuckery, and there's so much fuckery that's like fighting for our attention. I saw a billboard the other day, and this is a company I like. I saw a billboard the other day for coffee Coca-Cola. Now, what the fuckery? Is Coke trying to come for the Starbucks morning routine by having coffee Coke? I don't even know what a coffee Coke cold brew is. Like, the rage. We're inundated with fuckery. Inundated with fuckery. So helping learn to have conversations around that and get to the facts, even when we think the facts suck, and then move on, and then decide what we can do to change. Like, okay, this is the thing. These are the facts. This is how those things work together. And now what needs to be changed? I think that's what we do as law nerds. Name pronounced Brigitte. Thank you, Brigitte. Judge Middleton back on Monday. I'm so excited about that. I saw that on Twitter. I haven't gotten to watch his video explanation of it yet, but I'm very excited. Love Judge Middleton. Thank you, Ashley Vincent, for the catnip tip. The kids will love it. 4-hour chemo sessions, 4 days next week. Binging older videos. I hope you enjoy them. I hope they keep you company. Sending you healing thoughts and vibes and love. I know the law nerds love you. And we're here for it. You guys, let's get to court of public opinion. I have like a list of court of public opinions that I didn't even remember to get to. And I was just like, oh my goodness. So the mods have thrown out some great ones for me, and we are going to pick a court of public opinion and go with it, because I love some of these questions. So we're going to do court of public opinion real quick and then wrap up. Don't forget to do the YouTube things, like and subscribe. We're pretty close to binging. So if you want to hear it bing, now's your last chance to subscribe so it can bing. If you're already subscribed, thank you. If you think you're already subscribed, you might want to check. YouTube has been helpfully relieving you of your subscription on occasion, and that's been really annoying. So make sure to double check that, and let's get into court of public opinion. I love Court of Public Opinion because it's our time to talk about things that are fun, that we might have different views on, and figure out why. When we did the Court of Public Opinion breaking down the YouTuber apologies, we got to go, oh, what makes an apology worst? Is it the gaslighting the audience? Is it the literal crimes? Is it the yelling at the audience? Is it just not caring? Is it the clutching the pearls in a gray hoodie? What is it? What makes worst? Like, how do you define worst? So tonight, Diva Views, thank you. This is a great question. I love it. Would you rather? I feel like we could have an entire would you rather segment of Court of Public Opinion. Would you rather have free Wi-Fi wherever you go or have free coffee wherever and whenever you want? So, free Wi-Fi on demand or free coffee on demand? Which would you rather have? And I think we're going to learn what your spending habits are. Like, do we spend more money on coffee? Is that how we decide? Do we spend more money on coffee? Do we spend more money on Wi-Fi? Or is it like, I have to go out of my way to get coffee daily, but my phone has cell, so I don't need it? Oh, y'all, Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi in the chat. Wi-Fi. I think I might be with the coffee people because like my phone has cell, but I guess if I had free Wi-Fi everywhere, then I don't really have to pay for cell because I can Wi-Fi call. Coffee, Wi-Fi. What the Wi-Fi? Y'all are. I think we need more would you rathers. We definitely will. Wi-Fi. You guys are smashing it. Coffee. Wi-Fi. I wonder if I spend more money on coffee. But also, I spend a lot of money at Starbucks because of stuff like this. This gets me. Free Wi-Fi. Somebody said free Wi-Fi. I hate coffee. Gave up coffee. There we go. Hefty. Wimpy. No, wait. It was hefty. Wimpy. Why did they have to make the wimpy voice higher pitched? I have questions. Wi-Fi on demand because cell data in Canada is expensive. That is a very, very logical response. And you can make coffee yourself pretty cheaply. You can't make your own Wi-Fi. That might be the thing. You can make coffee. You can't make Wi-Fi. It's got to be good Wi-Fi. Yeah, it has to be good Wi-Fi, but it also has to be good coffee. You can get a mocha. You can get whatever kind of coffee you want. Whatever, good Wi-Fi or good coffee. I'll modify it when I put it up on social media. Good coffee or good Wi-Fi. Coffee is cheaper than Wi-Fi and I don't drink coffee. There we go. I also have to share. I need to grab. Let me see. I have to grab a link. Tomorrow, I am getting Influencer of the Year. Tomorrow, I hope my headache is gone. But I know it's like I felt it coming. Tomorrow I am receiving an award. The award's right here. It's on my desk. It's very heavy. It's very, very heavy. Can survive without coffee, can't survive without Wi-Fi. I mean, it's fair. I'm a streamer, so I think that that's true for me too. I can't survive without the Wi-Fi. I need internet connectivity. So pinned on Twitter, and I'm going to link it in the chat as well. If you want to attend tomorrow, I am being honored by the network of outstanding women as the Influencer of the Year, which blows my mind. I was like, are you sure you want to pick me? It's a newer organization, but an incredible organization run by the amazing Tigo, who has had me on her podcast with Expert Talk with Tigo. She has an incredible community. It is a very major award. I'm not going to show you the rest of it. It is a very major award. It is really heavy. It is substantial. So I am receiving Influencer of the Year tomorrow. I have this award in my hot little hand. I cannot wait. So it's a free ticket if you want to attend. It's a live streaming an event. I'm blown away. I'm being honored with a number of other amazing women. Let me just share this real quick. So, my heck. Let me share again. Because I had it on the different thing so I could play the video. Of course, I didn't. Professionals, people, professionals. So this is the other group of women. Well, the rest of the women. This is the group of women being awarded tomorrow. I'm very excited to see all of their speakers. So they are doing Influence of the Year, Rising Star, Woman of the Year, Legend, Lillian Morris, Trailblazer with Rhino Julie. Dr. Sonia Sebring is the Shiro of the Year. And so I am very excited to be in this group of women. I do not feel worthy of being in this group of women by any means. I always feel strange accepting an award because what I do, yes, it's me, but it's also us as a community. And so it's, we are creating something really big here together. And I'm honored to be a part of it. So you're welcome to join with a free ticket. So it starts tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific. I am one of the first people speaking tomorrow. So you will see me at the beginning. And yeah. Ooh, I caught my earring. Yeah. So that's what that is. That's tomorrow. I can't wait. It's gonna twinkle time. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go see my family outside, and we're just, you guys, I'm blown away by all of you. I'm blown away by tonight. I can't wait. And so if you can join me, that's great. If not, I'll be sharing it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a Law Nerd. You guys are the greatest. I can't wait to see you tomorrow. I will be on social media a little bit this weekend, but not much. I'll be with my family. So I will be checking in, and then I will be back on Tuesday for a quick coffee and cursey words. And then I will be out with the fam bam while they're here. Kids are out of school. It's summer around here. Bridget, I believe it will be recorded. I believe it will be. I realize that internationally it can be rough. I believe there will be a replay available, but I don't know 100%. I didn't ask. I should have. Sorry. It probably says on the website, if you go to nowhonors.com, it probably says it there. Thank you guys. Thank you. I will see you later. Have a great rest of your night. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Connect with me everywhere. I'm at the Emily D. Baker. If you guys want to join the text, just text Emily.com. If you want to join the channel, lawnerdsunite.com. Happy to have you. Support what we do here on the YouTube.